Welcome back. Today we're talking to individuals who ran the New York City Marathon in memory of a loved one. But for our next guest, the race was a symbol of hope as they finished the 26-mile stretch to save the life of their 7-year-old daughter, Aiden. With me now are John and Florence McCarthy to share their inspirational story. Hello to both of you and welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So when you think about your daughter, Aiden, what are some of the first thoughts that come to mind?
Oh, her personality. She's a happy child. She is so social, and she always wants to be talking to people. If she were here right now, she would be climbing in your lap and wanting to talk to you and play with your hair and your earrings and get to know you better.
What a beautiful shot and such a beautiful little girl. So tell us your thoughts of your daughter.
She just has an absolutely intoxicating personality. She pulls you in and makes you, makes you want to smile all the time, everybody.
So what is the disorder that she's living with?
Aiden has neurofibromatosis. It's a genetic disorder. It starts at conception, and it is a neurological disorder. It's actually the most common genetic neurological disorder that there is, and it affects 1 in 3,000 births. Aiden, unfortunately, was diagnosed when she was 4 months old. And the neurofibromatosis causes tumors to form throughout the body, along the nerves, in the nervous system, and even non-nervous tissue, such as bone and skin. And it's progressive disorder. It is completely random and unpredictable in its nature, and there's no cure. And there are really no effective treatments at this time. So we are running to raise awareness about neurofibromatosis, and we are running to raise money to help find treatments and a cure.
What's it like on a day-to-day basis seeing what she has to go through?
Well, it's a struggle. About 50 to 60% of the people who have NF have to deal with learning disabilities, and Aiden is among them. And so it's a struggle for her to do her homework, and some of the delays bleed into other parts of her life, sports and that kind of thing. So just to be another kid, she just wants to be another 7-year-old kid. And that sometimes is a challenge for her. But what's great about Aiden is she doesn't let it get her down. She doesn't give up. She keeps fighting, which I think is what makes us keep fighting. She doesn't want to do anything different than her peers because of the NF. And so she's working that much harder just to be a kid.
So what made the two of you decide to get in on the telethon? Oh, excuse me, the marathon.
The marathon. I wish there was a telethon. It would be easier. I ran the New York City Marathon 2 years ago for the first time, and I did it to raise awareness and to raise money for NF, Run for Aiden. And I did it as part of the NF Marathon team that is run by the Children's Tumor Foundation. And they are a national organization based in New York, and they have a marathon program that is basically exactly what we were looking for, a way to raise money for research and to raise awareness so that more and more people could learn about neurofibromatosis and help us. So it really was a way for me to get out some of the stress that I had that's associated with living with NF day to day. Running helped a lot, and I had friends who really encouraged me, who had run marathons before, and said, well, if you're going to do it, just go for it. And so I started training, and I did. And 2005 was a great race, and together we raised a lot of money, although I was the only one that ran.
So she talked you into it, did she?
She wrote me in.
So I like to think I inspired him. And this year we decided that we would both run. And for all our friends and family and all the generous people out there who support us every year, we were giving them a 2-for-1 deal.
So you made it home that night, and was Aiden still awake when you got there?
She wasn't supposed to be. She was supposed to be in bed, and she heard us talking downstairs. She materialized in the kitchen, as she often does late at night when she knows she's supposed to be in bed. And so we called her over and asked how she was doing. We hadn't seen her all day. And she came up and she said, "Daddy, did you finish?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "I'm very proud of you."
Oh.
And she gave me a big hug, and that was worth more than any medal that any marathon organizers can give to me. She makes you feel like you're doing the right thing as a parent.
How much of an inspiration is she to both of you on a day-to-day basis?
Oh gosh, both of our daughters are an incredible inspiration to us in different ways. Aiden, because of all the obstacles and the challenges that she has every day, and as John said, her just wanting to fit in and to be a typical child, and watching her overcome that. You know, watching her deal with social situations and school situations and just sort of letting them roll right off her back when something happens at school that she's not so happy with, somebody says something to her that she doesn't really care for. She's just like, okay, well, I'll go, you know, on tomorrow and we'll do it again. And that's a great inspiration to know that, you know, a 7-year-old can do that. And it makes you think, well, at my age, I should be able to do that too. I wish I had that skill.
So what inspiration does this particular 7-year-old give to you?
Well, as Florence said, both of them do. It's as hard on our other daughter as it is sometimes, in some ways, on Aiden. You know, she has to worry. You know, she has the job of worrying about her big sister and wondering, why is my sister in pain? Why does my sister have to keep going down to Philadelphia to go to the hospital? What is this NF all about? And then in Aiden's case, she has to worry about, well, what's the next thing that the next doctor's going to tell us that's going to be bad news? And I remember one time we went to an appointment we're followed at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia at the oncology clinic where they have an NF expertise. And it was the first appointment in a number of years where we didn't get additional bad news. And so we didn't say anything to Aiden. You know, she was kind of following the conversation, but I think she picked up on our mood. And as we were leaving the hospital, she's like skipping and offers to buy us lunch. And we realized that she picked up on the fact that we weren't upset after this doctor's appointment, or we didn't get more bad news. So just the grace with which both of them handle the uniqueness of the situation and Aiden's strength is absolutely incredible, and that's the inspiration I get from her.
Well, thanks for sharing your strength this morning with us. We appreciate it. And if you have ideas about topics you'd like to see discussed here, please log on to my9ny.com and click on Public Affairs. We want to hear from you. Before we go, we also want to leave you with one more inspirational story. 59-year-old Zoe Koplowitz, who suffers from MS and diabetes, completed her 20th New York City Marathon in just under 29 hours. She called her most recent accomplishment a total blessing. That's all for today's show. For My 9, I'm Brenda Blackman, and we'll see you next time for more Real Talk.
Here at the phone company, you've been our customer for a long time. Now Vonage wants to change all that.
Well, over 2 million people have already joined Vonage.
Oh, really? Don't they miss having phone service?
Actually, with Vonage, you get the #1 rated digital phone service with unlimited local and long-distance calls for just $24.99 a month. What do you charge?
It's simple, really. It starts with different basic rates, long-distance fees, and of course, different packages have different features, and some
Vonage has over 25 features, and they're included for no extra charge.
For me, Vonage is everything I want in a phone service.
It's dependable. It's perfect.
No nickels and dimes like the phone company.
Sign up now with Vonage and get 1 month free. Enjoy clear digital phone sound quality using your high-speed internet connection.
Okay, but making a change is hard, and for over 100 years, the only thing we've changed is...
Your prices?
Whoa!
Call 1-800-975-4860. That's 1-800-975-4860.